I can. Do you drive? All right. She knows what a car is. She knows how to drive it, but she has no understanding of how it works. Do you understand? You're setting yourself up to be what? Manipulated. To be used. All right. So what are these lines in between here? What are these lines? Well, Frank, they're lines. No, they symbolize the difference between knowledge and wisdom. If you have knowledge and you've learned something, right? For instance, I'm going to teach you how to juggle, right? First of all, you put 2 balls in your left hand and you smile. Because, put 2 balls in your left hand, 1 in your right. As you throw this one up, right? And as it reaches its peak and it starts to come down, you throw the other one up. Then you catch this one. And as this one's coming up and makes that on the way down, you throw this one up. You got it? Yeah. So you're alternating it like this. Got it? Who understands what I just said? Do you know what okay, how many can say they now know how to juggle? We have the facts. I've given you the what? And I've given you the how? So I need a volunteer. I'd rather sit in the bathroom. Okay. Oh, did you want to be a volunteer? Oh, okay. All right, here we go. So what's the story here? All right. 2 in the left hand, right? Okay. Now what are you going to do? No, I didn't tell you that. I told you. You take 2 in the left. You want 2 balls in your... No, you throw this one up. This one comes up, and as it comes to this point, you throw this one up, and as this one comes down, you catch it. This one now moves down, and as before it hits this side, as it comes down, you throw this one up. Got it? She knows. She has knowledge. Now she's going to gain what? Wisdom. Let's go. All right. Has she gained wisdom? A little bit. Okay. Try again.
What? No, I just hit my eye.
Oh, my gosh. How do you know when someone has understanding? Because they can what? Do it. All right, there we go. We're approaching wisdom here. Yeah. Until you can juggle with both one by one hand. We might be here a while. All right, she gained some more wisdom, right?
You almost earned the corner of the bridge over there. We can make some money.
You gotta make dinner.
Almost. She got better, didn't she? She's getting better. By the way, use bean bags rather than anything like eggs. It's just a good idea. Oh! So she's gaining wisdom, right? So she's gaining wisdom. So anyone else like to try it? Here we go. Oh, so we have someone already up. So I need a volunteer. Oh, here we go. Thank you. So here we go. Right? We understand, as Greeks and Romans, we only have knowledge and what? Wisdom. Right? And when we try something and it fails, no, you keep what? And then finally you get past this barrier until you have what? Wisdom. And then you do it without even thinking. Now you have what? Understanding. Becomes a part of you. All right? You put 2 balls in your hands and you smile. Okay. No. Now what you're going to do is you're going to throw 1 ball into the air. And when it gets right about here and starts to come down, you throw this ball into the air. And then as it starts to come down, you throw this one back into the wall, into the air. And then as it's starting to come down, you throw this one. See how it works? Okay. All right, does she know? She knows what juggling is, right? But she lacks what? wisdom. And she definitely doesn't have what? Understanding. Okay? Okay, go ahead.
Just remember, left, right, left,
A
right.
ver, tío, tú vas. Oh, wait, I forgot to do it.
No.
I don't know.
Okay. You throw one. All right. Does anyone else like to try it?
Uncle, he just said left, right, left, right. He hasn't
Do you understand? Yeah. What am I teaching you? I'm teaching you the difference between knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. See, he knows he has knowledge, but does it, but can he do it? Knowledge is not the same thing as what? No. Now, he was certain he had it. But so he has knowledge, we all know, right? I've taught you how to juggle, but wisdom is something totally different. I know I made it look easy, didn't I? Right. So when it looks easy, it doesn't mean it is. It's when you have the skill and you practice. Okay. You're not going to try it? All right. All right. It looks like how many when you saw me juggle thought, I could do that, right? I could do that. He knew I taught you what juggling is. I taught you how to juggle. Now all you got to do to gain the wisdom is what? Do it.
Left, right, left.
Okay. But what am I teaching you? I'm teaching you the difference between knowledge and wisdom. If you know something, then show me. I want to tell you right now, I can jump higher than any building. Gotta show you, right? Buildings can't jump. All right. I didn't lie. Just because you misunderstood what I said. All right. All right. What, how, and why? What is knowledge? How is wisdom? Why is what? Understanding. Don't let an incident define you. This is the errors. I should have made it really thick, shouldn't I have? Right? These are all the errors you take to gain wisdom in just one thing as you apply it. And a lot of people say, well, how many, for those that are married here, when you first got married, didn't you think it was going to be wonderful? And then after that, it's like, oh, shit, right? It's all rough. Because they don't think the way you do. They don't value. The first thing, it was love, but was spelt with different letters. And you were like, whoa.
Something's going to happen.
Right? So you go, I wish I'd really taken a bit more. That's not how it works. You're in it. Right? You're already in it. Now you got to make it work. Right? Almost everybody, and it goes, I'm in love. No, it's lust. You just spelt it wrong. And that's And people just follow suit without thinking things through. And then once they're in marriage, that's why a woman goes, once you get married, you live happily ever after. No.
That date.
No, that.
So that date ends.
But if everybody has ever, but you see, married couples will never tell you that. They always go, "Oh, it's absolutely wonderful," and the people are going through, the people are going through hell, going, "Oh, I must be screwed up." No, everybody's screwed up. Don't worry about it. It's just the way it works. But other women will not tell other women there's problems. Never, 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 never. Right? Because then that makes them feel like they are a bigger success. But that's not true. No two people are the same. So if you got two people that are never the same, and impossibly no two people are, then how in the hell do you get along? It's not easy. It takes a lot of what? Work. Pick someone who's married and ask them. They said, they'll say marriage is wonderful. Then ask them, was it easy? And they'll go, no. But you work at it. You just make it what? Make it work. You don't quit. You made your bed, now you sleep in it. All right, let's make it work. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about? So everybody who's married go, yeah, it's wonderful. I love it. Wouldn't have it any other way. But that's just the way it is. Sometimes being alone is kind of sad. But sometimes living with someone it's pissing you off all the time. It's the way it is. Either they got that or loneliness, one of the two. It's one or the other. That's why you may want to just take the time to really know that person before you make a lifelong commitment to them. Does that make sense? Otherwise, I'm not saying it's going to be hard, but life is exciting. All right. So knowledge has got it's a battle here. It is a battle because you've got to keep working at it until you finally get it so it'll work, no matter what it is. Child rearing, having a child, that baby always loves you and all it makes is cute, cuddly sounds. No, it screams its lungs out, and at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you got to get up and feed the baby. Like, having a baby is not, a mother is such a one. No, it's hell. That baby does not just make cute sounds and go to sleep and sleep for 12 hours. No, it doesn't. It screams its bloody head off. I'm the oldest of 8 kids, right? I took care of them since the day they came back to the hospital. I've been around kids all my life. All right, so understand, no matter what knowledge you have, you don't know shit until you apply it. You may think you know what marriage is. Until you get married, you don't know shit. You may think you know what it is to be a mother, but until you have children, you don't know shit. No matter what you think you know, until you apply it, you're going to be rocking and rolling. There's a lot involved. So you think you know cars? Try and rebuild one. I did. Never worked again. Went right to the junkyard after I fixed it. All right, so always get the manual, count every single screw, and measure it with that torque wrench. Yep. Otherwise, you're going to wind up taking your car to the junkyard. Okay, learning from personal experience. Okay, so knowledge is one thing. Like I taught you how to juggle. But doing it, totally different. Practice will get you until you can do it without even thinking about it, where it's just second nature, then you have what? Understanding. So these lines are errors in knowledge and in what? Application. What you thought was right was wrong, or you're applying it wrong. That's the division between these. Got it? Next one. All right. So what's this called when you say you know something? Frank, it's $1. No, it's not $1. It's 10 cents. No, that's not true. This is called Ido. Ido, right? And usually it's oido, but the root word is Ido, right? So it's oido means the individual. Ego is the thing itself. So this is knowledge without any experience. When you know something but you don't, you just think you do, that's Ego. On the other side of this is when you know something and you realize how it really works, right? So we start off, everybody yells out, it's 10 cents, right? Okay, let's plug it into the formula. What do we get? So it can't be. The formula proves it wrong. So what do we got? Once you learn and you work it and you go, now you went from Ego to what? Gnosko. This is Gnosko. It's experience. You have a concept, you have to modify it, you have to beat it, you find your knowledge is an error, how you're applying it's wrong, finally you get it. Now you're in wisdom. This is Gnosko. Got it? The two types of knowing and Gnosko. What separates them? Application. Applying it. In the Bible, we have knowledge is only in the what? In the mind. It thinks it knows how to ride a bicycle. It thinks it knows how to ride a skateboard because it sees how easy it is. It thinks it knows how to juggle because it's seen how easy it is. It thinks it can do everything it sees. That's in the mind. The mind projects itself doing it. But boy, oh boy, how many have ever tried to ride a skateboard? How well did you do? Woo! Right? Because you think you can do it, you visualize you do it, and the first time you do it, ow! Right? You have to keep doing it again and again until you get correction in what knowledge you think you have and how to properly what? Apply it. I had a friend of mine who thought he knew about guns. I said, okay. I sent him to a friend's site. Now he knows about guns. He could tell you the speed, he could tell you the bullets, he could tell, but using it, nope. You have to be able to know it's a different world when you want to understand and know how to apply it. Knowledge is no good until you what? Apply it. So what do you have Gnosko? Forget your Oida. It's like bullshit. What do you know? And just because you get disillusioned between your Ego and your Gnosko, welcome to the real world. This is reality. Now adjust and prepare. Make yourself a better what? Person. Adapt. Now that you know the truth, now you know what's real, now you adapt. Got it? Totally different from the Greek and Roman world. The Romans get married, Greeks and Romans got married at the screaming age of 16, got divorced by the time they were 18, got married again when they were 20. They gave their children to their parents to handle. Then they went off and continued to party, and by the time they were 30, they were dead. That's it. They had 4 children and at least three marriages. Standard Greek and Roman bullshit. Okay. So here's the mind. The soul is wisdom. This is where you can say, I can sew, I can cook, I can. Because you've burnt the food, you've destroyed the stuff, and now you can do it without destroying and messing things up. Now you can say, your identity, this is part of your identity. You've made the mistakes, right? So when are you a good parent? Not until after you have about 3 kids, because you've already blown it so many times with the first 3. They make great grandparents because they've already made the mistakes. Now me, I've been the oldest of 8 kids all my life, so I've always been in there to change diapers and fix formulas. And I remember the first time I pinned my sister to her diaper, stuck it right through here, and then pinned it, and she was screaming. So yes, I made before Pampers, right? It was just I stuck her in it. And I cried when I found out what happened. When I went to change her diaper because it was wet and it was all full with blood, and I was like, no, I didn't do that to her. So I'm the one that was, and she didn't, once I pulled the pin out, she was fine. It was me who felt like shit for days. You understand? So yeah, I know how to put a diaper on. Make sure my fingers are right there, so if I stab anything, it's my hand and not her. Does that make sense? So yeah, I've had a little experience. When you take the baby up and you go, oh, just fed the baby, just tilt it up and give it a little burp. And all of a sudden your whole back gets soaking wet. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? No? Okay, well. So, you think you know children? You ain't know nothing until you change diapers and burp children. And put your shirt in the wash constantly 3 or 4 times during the day. All right. So, this is your mind. This becomes part of your identity. And this is reality. It's called heart, but it means reality. And you have this concept of what you think is right, then you apply what you think is right, and you find that you're freaking stupid and you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. Look, there's my ass. No, it's a hole in the ground. That was a joke. Joke, okay. All right, thank you. Courtesy laughter. All right, thank you. Oh, well. All right. So when you apply what you know and you think this is how life is, you apply it, you find out, oh, I don't know anything. Right? And then you make a mistake, and finally you get it. You move from oido to gnosko. Now you're in wisdom. Now as you apply that in all your life, you now move, your reality changes. And that's cool. You become greater than what you have. And you keep doing it again and again and again because you need to continue to grow. You got to face challenges. You got to take them on. You got to overcome them. All right? Is that making sense? You don't let any incident of failure, because it wasn't a failure. It's a stepping stone. You learn from it. And if you didn't learn from it, then you got problems. But if you learn from it, now, how do you change it? How do you make it better? How do you use that as a stepping stone to take you higher? Does that make sense? That's why you see the person juggling. They go up, they blew it the first time, they get better. Oh, I got getting better. The more you keep trying, the more you find out what works and what doesn't. Just don't give up. You can't lose. So, locations of change and development. Your mind grows, your soul becomes greater, and your heart, your perception reality, is greater. Isn't that awesome? This is so different than just this of the Greek and Roman culture. This is what the Bible's talking about. How many want a part of this? Right? So what did Jesus talk about? He answered them saying, who is my mother or my brethren? And he looked around about on them which sat about him and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of God, the same is my brother and my sister and my wife. So I am very honored to teach the brothers and sisters of the Lord Jesus Christ, sons of God. You are God's what?